Okay, good morning. Hello. Oh, I did it again. I should say happy day. That's okay. Hello and welcome. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. I'm excited too. I decided I should, of course,
Wearing Sawa earrings, that is so
yeah,
cool. Me too.
I love those. I love
Thank you.
they're bigger too. Like they're more bold. I love that.
Yeah, to go with the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
nice long neck. Mhm. Well,
Thank you.
so I would love everybody to get to know you and kind of what you're all about because I think it's so beautiful. So, can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, my name is Anne Drane. I've lived in Dripping Springs and Austin for 6, 7 years now, and I'm the founder of Sawa Collection. I'm originally from Kenya, and that's what inspired my collection. It's handmade by women in Kenya. We are a nonprofit, so all the money we make from the earrings, the bags, the shoes, it goes back to the women.
Mm, I love that so much. So, walk us through how you began with this idea. And so I could be incorrect. So I'm going to ask you, like, does Sawa Sawa mean something? And kind of walk us through what that journey was for you.
Yeah, Sawa means it's going to be okay in Swahili.
Oh,
So my company is, started accidentally, like many do.
oh.
I had lived here for a while and I wanted some things to feel like home. So I asked my mom to go out to the village and buy me some earrings, some shoes, a few things.
Mhm.
And then the women kept coming back to her saying, hey, can your daughter buy more? We need school fees. Can your daughter buy more? We have a sick child. And that's how it started. Because I was working at the time, I would just send them money and buy a few things that I didn't need. So I started selling them on Etsy or what eBay at the time. So just to, get rid of them because I'm buying more and more. And then my mom got cancer. She's fine. She went on remission, but she couldn't keep going into the villages for me.
Mhm.
So at the time, as fate would have it, I met Catherine, who was doing the same thing, but in Kenya. She was trying to get these women to find a market for their products so they can feed their children and have some money. And I said, I am looking for someone to buy them for me and meet the women and deal with the women and send me quality stuff. So that's how we joined forces and became Sawa Collection. So Catherine is in Kenya. She works directly with the women, and now she has a team who help design the smaller earrings and design better bags. And because African stuff is very loud and very colorful, we are trying to say a little smaller, a little more neutral, so we can have products that sell to the American market.
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. I had no idea it was an accident.
It was. I was an accountant. That's my business is my background. So going from that to a fashion creator and owner of a fashion accessory brand is it's not something I thought I would ever be doing, but I love it. It's fun. And I get to have so many earrings
Yay.
and
You have
shoes
one
and
for every
bags.
day of the week, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yes, because you use totally different sides of your brain. I used to be a tax preparer.
Oh.
So yes, I understand, there's a little bit of disconnect on those sides of your brain almost.
Yeah.
You're shifting so greatly.
Yeah.
Oh
And to
my
this day, I cannot beat. Like I see these women making such big necklaces and blouses made of beads, and I try and make a bracelet. I can't. I still, I run the business part of it and I watch them do their thing.
well, and that's perfect because then you're each utilizing your own strengths.
Yep. Yeah.
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 I'm very big on strengths too. That's
Yeah.
that's something that I feel like is not utilized enough here in the United States. I feel this is just completely my opinion, but there's so much of you should have a blanket knowledge of all of these things and have
You
a
have to fit in a
blanketed
box. Yeah,
Yes.
everybody has to fit in this box.
Oh
Yeah, now
yeah,
you
that
can,
sounds like Tony Robbins, you know.
yeah,
You live in a box to drive in a box to go to work in a box. Like,
yeah,
yeah. Life's not always a box.
yeah,
So, yeah. And especially if you have children who, you know, have noticed that their strengths are something that they can really get excited about. You know, it makes a bigger difference, I feel like. But
yeah.
that's just my opinion. So going back to like your business, and I know that it sounds like you sort of came into this really fantastic opportunity. Did that lead you to like some sort of mentor or guides, or how did you sort of navigate the idea of putting together this nonprofit and getting the help and, you know, the support that you needed?
Well, I'm very driven. So if I need something done, I do what I need to do. So a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of calling, just people have to know if you need to do something, you can just call and ask for help. Like if it's a government office and you want to register your company and you don't have the money to pay a lawyer, I did everything myself, but I kept calling and calling and calling. They got used to hearing me call. So what do I do next? What do I do next? So pushing myself really helped. My husband too has a business. He's an MBA, so he kept helping. Every time I got stuck, he knew time to come in and help, because I would throw a tantrum and lie flat on the floor and say, I'm giving up. But then he would come in and help. So that really helped. But at the point when I was creating my website, that was very hard because I'm not technical. So creating a website, I had to really, really get out of my comfort zone. But then later on, when I was ready and I knew what I wanted, I went to score.org. It's a mentoring nonprofit that gives women and business owners a mentor to come in and tell you, hey, you haven't done this, you need to do this. And I've been working with a mentor who has been very, very good. She noticed that my branding needed more work, my marketing needed more work. And slowly I've changed the website and I've done more things, and I can see the difference. So having someone who's gone through that journey tell you, hey, let me hold your hand. I wouldn't do everything for you, but I will tell you what to do, has been very helpful.
Well, that's fantastic. That I feel like that makes such a big difference. You know,
Yeah.
if you're wandering around aimlessly and you don't know where to turn, yeah, it's going to be hard to be motivated to do things for your business. And I've been there like lying flat on the floor and going, I can't, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
almost every business owner has if they've been in business long enough,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
So,
So her name is Pamela. She's a success story herself, and she's a minority woman who's done great things. So she's able to tell me, hey, your website needs work. You need to include who makes this and give a few stories of the women. And I never thought to do that. So the more I've done what she tells me, the more orders come in, the more I've grown. It's been nice
wow. And
and
you said
easy.
I'm not sure I've heard of that one. Is that where is that again?
It's
It's a website.
score.org, SCORE, score.org. They're in Austin and they're national. So it's free to anybody who needs it. So you just apply and they give you a volunteer who will show you what to do.
That is fantastic. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yay. Well, that is beautiful. I love that there's somewhere like that you can go and get lots of knowledge and feedback from somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, so I know that, you know, especially since this is something that um, you had a passion for, you know, how has this changed your life and your relationships with yourself and along with your family? You know, I know that, you know, there's multiple aspects to business things when you're a mom.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're a mom, you don't have any free time, but you try to create time. I think doing something like this that's so purpose driven humbles you a lot. And all these ideas you have of life changes. You just begin to appreciate every little thing you have. And you look at these women, they're struggling so much to raise their kids. And have a kid here, you're able to stop and be grateful for that, and feel more for these women and want to do more for them, which allows you to step outside of your own comfort and realize you need to be grateful for the people around you. You need to be grateful for a spouse that's supportive, a kid who knows it's time to go play by herself so I can work, stuff like that. And all the material things, as much as I'm not materialistic, you get to appreciate that you have a microwave that makes dinner easier. It's the tiniest of things, but it gives you such gratitude for life, which to me, gratitude equals happiness. You start to be happy and have your cup full, it's a huge change.
Wow, that's so fascinating too, that starting this business gave you that perspective. That's so neat. I can see how you have the parallels of who you want to help and what you've achieved for yourself too. So yeah, that's fantastic.
And realizing you're in a place in life where you can empower other people. It's not you taking, it's for once you giving. And the more you give, the more lighter you feel. Your life gets very light. So it's in itself a gift, being able to help someone and make a difference in someone else's life.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, so I'm also thinking about family as well. This is something that I know that you and I have chatted about a little bit, but I would love for you to enlighten others with this. The way that you have articulated this and brought light is really fascinating. So when we're thinking about family, how have you navigated multicultural parenting with your family?
Oh, that's a hard one, because
you've so eloquently talked about it though.
Well, there's a lot of issues, and every day teaches you something new. But my husband is from California, he's Caucasian, and I'm Kenyan from Kenya. We cannot be any more different. We try to find common grounds, but a lot of the time, especially when it comes to things like discipline, I want to be a little tougher, a little. We're raised with a lot of shame and guilt, and I try to step back to not shaming my child or guilting her into doing things. And my husband is more like love, 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 and ice cream and candy, like we need to find a common ground. I will try to not be so rough, but you need to, step back and let me teach a lesson here. But at the end of the day, we both love the child and we want what's best. So we do find a common ground.
Yeah. Well, and
he's spoiled, but
that's okay. That's pretty, that's pretty usual for a lot of children. So
yeah, and my husband has to accommodate a lot of cultural things he's never heard. Like he owes my family goats. He has to go over there with 100 goats and say, thank you for giving me a wife. And he's like, why am I buying you? I'm like, it's a cultural thing. Let's just go have fun. There's no receipt. So it's just going to be a party and you will have fun. Just bring the goats. The goats can be a check.
Did he?
He hasn't yet, but we are planning on doing it soon.
Okay. Oh, that'll be fun. I have heard that tradition, but the person that I heard it from was the same. I guess they're waiting. So it's not something that's expected when you first get together, it sounds like. It can be at a different time. Is that?
Yeah, because they ask for a lot of stuff. So they have to give you time to get rich first.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny.
And some things are weird because for my daughter, she's black. She's biracial, but she would be black in America, but in Kenya she's white. So she will never be, when she's over there, she's a white girl, and when she's here, she's black. So I don't know how it's gonna be for her growing up, trying to change, because we'll be over there a lot because of my business. Mm-hmm. And having to change who she is. I hope she knows who she is inside, so it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think you're such a wonderful mom that that's what you've been teaching her this whole time. It's what's inside that matters. It's, you know, it's something that she's going to know that she's loved and she's supported, and yeah. So
I hope
well,
so.
that's yes. Well, so I'm so glad that you brought up the goat, because I was thinking about, you know, some of the stories and the traditions that are carried down through families. And as you know, I'm trying to spread the questionnaire that I've sent. And I just think that some of the stories and traditions are really beautiful, and they have meaning, or, you know, they teach lessons. Are there any of those that you can think of that you would like to share?
I remember back when we met, I don't know what we were talking about, and I told you about this tradition by the Maasai young men, the warriors. They're called the Morans. And when someone is depressed or having a bad time or being mean, or what do you call it, throwing tantrums or something, you know, when they're having a hard time believing in themselves, the men bring in a circle of all the people around him, his families, his neighbors, his community, and everyone goes around telling him something good about him. So, you know, you helped me that one time to carry water, you're a good person. And someone else comes, says, remember that one time when I was having a hard time and you told me this and I felt better about myself. So in that, in their tradition, which is, I love their tradition, is when someone is going out of his path and is getting lost, they bring him back by telling him, everyone coming in and saying something positive about that person. So at the end of that session, it's, they feel better, they know they're valued, they know they bring something into the community. And I wish we would do, all of us would do that. Now they live way out in the bush, so they don't have, you know, a place where they can go to lunch and something. They just come together as a community themselves and make it work.
But that's so, I mean, the first time you told me that gave me goosebumps, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm holding back tears like right now. That's so beautiful. That's something that's really being considered a lot in the family life circles right now. And coaching is doing just like that. You know, everybody has their hard times, and there's a reason. It's not because they're being bad on purpose. You know, there's underlying other things, and that story is just so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, because that's also supportive of the people of what you're doing too, and that's what makes it even more beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That
Oh,
just,
you're welcome.
I hope that made that made everyone else smile too, because that's really incredible that it's, especially somewhere else that's so far away that we don't have as much knowledge about either. So that's wonderful that you're sharing that with others too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that also ties into like you, again, another family question, like you being a mom. So there's all these ideas of, you know, what you should do or what's best for you, or, you know, thoughts, ideas, etc. What's the best advice that you would give another mom right now?
Well, being a mother to me has been the hardest thing. I have started a company from scratch, and that's easy compared to being a mother. So you just take it every day as a new day and do what you can, do the best you can. If that day you can make a whole meal from scratch, go ahead. If it's a day to just microwave something, whatever you need to do. And don't forget yourself. You know, we do so much for so many people. We forget to take a second away from the kids. Take 5 minutes, take a 2 more minutes in the shower, just take a walk. I don't know. Know that you need to be energized first before you can take care of the kiddos and the husband and the house and the business and the shopping. You know, there's so much to do. So you need to be healthy and you need to be happy. And there's nothing better for a child than a happy mother. So whatever is going through whatever you're going through in life, you need to be happy so you can be present for the children. That would be my advice. It's okay to take a step back. It's okay to be defeated. It's telling you, hey, take a moment, which is okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm trying to tell myself every day when I feel like my head is about to blow. I'm like, okay, and to walk the neighborhood, I come back and I'm back to being happy.
And that's fantastic. And that's exactly what I encourage with my clients as well. And even, you know, I put on social media, I try to do the same thing, even if you're a client or not. I completely agree with you. You can't, it's the whole idea of the pitcher, right? Like filling the cup with the water. Like you're the pitcher. You can't pour into the cups if you have nothing in the pitcher, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree with that. Well, I know that there have been lots of people who would love to connect with you, want to see your beautiful jewelry, what your amazing nonprofit does, and how do they connect with you on social? Where can they find you?
You can find me on my website. It's sawausa.com. And you can also find me on Instagram. All my socials are at SAWA Sawa USA all around. And I should tell them about my bags. We have a whole new bag collection. It's made by this group of women in Eastern Kenya. It's a completely different tribe. They're the Kamba tribe. They've been weaving forever, for years. Since the 1700s, they're known for their weaving. And they use the agave plant. You know, the agave that we use to make tequila?
Yeah.
Inside it, it's a lot of fiber. So instead of making tequila, they throw away the tequila part and take the fiber and they dry it or dye it or whatever. And they make these bags that are very durable, washable, beautiful. I don't know how they do it, but they turn all that into very nice bags. And because they live way, way out of civilization, way out there, they dye everything using plants and soil and other things to make the browns and the yellows. And so everything is eco-friendly, very good for the environment. It's just sisal. That's the name of the fiber. It's sisal fiber from the agave plant. So please check that out. And you can reach me via email, on my phone, anyhow you want to reach me. I'm available.
Wow, that's so exciting. Yeah, I can't wait to check those out. So.
Oh yeah, it's new and I'm so excited. I carry one bag. I've always had a bag, but then I said, hey, it's time to go out there and look for women. And I met this woman, Eva. She's a doctor in Kenya, but she goes way out into the villages to help. That's her tribe, to help her tribe, to help those women out there find market for their bags. So she and Catherine and I have been bringing all those bags out of the villages and sending them out here. You know, we do some improvements. It's a lot of leather on top and leather straps and leather flaps, but it's the sisal bag underneath.
Wow, that's so cool. Yay!
Yeah.
Well, it was so fun chatting with you today. Thank you so much, Anne.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.